I guess it's the teaching of the day, right?
We ain't got a button for that. Teaching.
Teaching of the day. There's 3 ways to grow an audience.
Okay.
And the first way to grow an audience is
What's happening, people? Welcome back to Be More to Do More podcast, where we help you to become the person you need to become.
To do the things you call to do.
Hey! Your boy Tone in the building, and
Henry A. Hardin.
the what?
The third.
Don't forget the three.
Yo,
Saddening.
super casual today.
Yeah, man.
I'm finishing up vacation.
Jealous. I want to go put on my shorts.
Hey, man,
You look like a vacation, bro.
Bro, I need another vacation.
You look like a vacation.
Need another vacation.
Jesus.
Man, today, man, we just gonna chop it up. So we are officially, I guess we hit it a few weeks back, but officially 1 year in
Yeah.
to the
Something.
Be More to Do More podcast.
Not JTNS.
Yeah, so we did JTNS first. What we had, 30?
Yeah, like
30 of those,
25,
like
30.
any episode. So you're gonna hear kids in the background. You may see some people walk by the screen, whatever. We enjoying ourselves right now. So just, it is what it is, right? You got to get it how you live this episode on this Tuesday morning.
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
but we just want to, we're just really, I don't know if we're going to, and I don't know where we're going to go with this, but
What you got in mind? What are your thoughts?
I think, looking at a year, I think it's important to go back and study in a sense, and I compare it to like football, right?
Yeah.
So I grew up playing football, and for prestigious high school, D. Louse High School, 2 state championships, 3 or 4 region titles, and I was there. Easy stuff, right? So got
Oh man.
got rings, right? But no, in all seriousness though, when you come up in a environment of success,
Right.
especially like from a gridiron perspective and sports, one of the major components of like having a successful team is being able to review and rewatch and replay your film.
Yeah.
Whether that's film on the other team, the opposing team that you're playing up this next coming week,
Right.
or it's film on what you just did in your last week. And so
Makes sense.
so we had the opportunity yesterday to bring that skill and bring it into this space.
It's crazy.
We watched film yesterday.
Play football, but I can only remember 2 times where I ever watched film. That's probably why we suck. Anyway, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, because like you got to be able to learn from what you did before and be able to identify, okay, this is what did I do right? What
am I doing right? Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to be able to do that, but also
Right.
you have to be able to look and see what other people are doing.
True.
To be able to learn from them. Okay.
Right.
And I guess this is not really a competitive. I guess it's technically competitive, but like we're not necessarily going against somebody.
Right.
So when we watch film on other, podcasts, is learning. Okay, what makes them special?
Yeah.
And you know what we found? Absolutely nothing. Nothing makes them special.
Nothing.
Like we're the same as them.
Nothing.
There's small tweaks, right? There's small things.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I don't want to monopolize the conversation. That's just kind of where we at.
It's interesting, man. Going back to my, I guess 2 times only watching film in high school. We sat down, we watched our old JTNS, and we looked at, because JTNS is almost 2 years,
Right.
about 2 years old,
Right.
and we looked at like where we began to where we are now, and I'm like, dang, we were so like formal, like
Mhm.
it was more like interview style, but now we chill, we comfortable now, we're having conversations, and I'm like, yo, this is really good. I see what we're doing right now, you know what I
Right.
mean? And then I'm watching other pods, and I'm looking at other pods like from an editing perspective,
Right.
like how they're editing, and like you say, it's not really just minor tweaks, man.
Mhm.
You know what I'm like? And I'm like, what is it? We way fire, bro, to be real. Nah, I'm just playing.
You ain't playing.
No, I ain't playing. I'm still competitive because I'm like, yo, we got the culture exec, and then we got the minister. Like, bro, we bring.
Yeah.
What is the culture? Is hip hop spiritual? I mean, it's
Right.
what it is. We bring that to the table.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, go ahead. What you saying?
Yeah. I'm about to say the world is BMF. But like the world is hip hop though, right? Like
Yeah,
the
that's
world is like, and not every part of the world, don't get it twisted, right? But like
Right.
a majority of like our market, you know, is hip hop.
Hip hop. Yeah.
Like you look at the pop charts. A lot of hip hop songs in there.
That's true.
A lot of them.
Even in church, man. At the at the beginning of the year, they was swagging and surfing in church.
In church.
They didn't like that, boy. They didn't like that. But hey, it's the culture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the culture doesn't mean that everything concerning the culture is bad. You know?
Right.
And that's what I like about what we do. Like you pull from lyrics and then you flip it. You know what I mean? Like, and how you apply it to your executive career to get you motivated and hype. Like, ain't nobody doing that. Ain't nobody doing that. So what'd you learn from reviewing a film?
All right, so it's a few things that I learned. The thing that's at the top of my head right now, I don't know if it's necessarily the first thing, but we're
About to say the same thing.
number twos, right? That's the thing too, right?
I was about to say the same thing.
If you think about it, right? Just think about it. We've been able to build virtually 300 subscribers,
right,
in a year,
right, yeah, right,
and like we're not like top of the line communicators, dynamic speakers. Like we just have great information, and we kind of we're more structured in kind of how we, you know what I'm saying? Like it's So just imagine what it's gonna look like when you have what we do,
right,
but with an A player.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely. And we haven't had many guests.
Yeah, that's the other piece.
We haven't had many guests. We had well maybe 4. How many?
5, I think. 5 total.
5 total out of 50 something episodes.
Right.
Jesus, like we haven't had many guests, and we don't do any like paid ads. So mostly everything is organic, man, because of the information, and I guess the style too. You know, like the culture and the lyric of the day, the lyric of the week, scriptures and all that, man. I think that is what's pulling people in. So we just finding what makes work for us.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, and I think it's also like studying the industry too, right? It's like, all right, and I guess it's the teaching of the day, right?
We ain't got a button for that. Teaching,
teaching of the day.
Go ahead.
And I don't know. I feel like we need to name it something. I should have probably came up with a name before, but there's 3 ways to grow an audience.
Okay.
And the first way to grow an audience is personal relationship.
It's true.
So what you'll start to see as the year goes on is our social media presence.
Right.
So because it's interesting, right? I went from before the beginning of 2024, I went from people not really knowing that I have a podcast,
right,
to like I feel like almost everybody knows now.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's because since January, I've been very active on social media.
Very active.
Right. And I'm, some days I post at least one time, Monday through Friday, one time a day, at least.
You inspired me, bro. And I was the one doing the social media before.
Right.
And it was dormant. He was dormant on social media, man. But he made a conscious decision to get on social media. And in that period, I was taking a break from social media. But watching you, bro, I was like, oh, I see what he's doing. And he's consistent. I said, I'm gonna apply this and do it and I think too, I had to get clear on how I wanted to be seen.
Right.
That's another thing. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take this. Now I have clarity in what I want to post and how I want to be seen, and I'm gonna do it that way too.
Yeah. And it's only gonna get better, right? Like, and that's the thing too, where it's like you're starting to figure out the social media game.
Right.
It's two things. One, I don't post right now, or maybe I might have started by the time this comes out, but like I don't post a video every day.
Right.
And I don't post, and so like, again, it's about relationship, right? Or like people build, people watch, grow audience. The first step is, again, the relationship that people have with you.
Right.
You'll start to see, as time goes on, more posts of like our podcast.
Yeah.
Not just leadership lessons from, the culture.
Right.
Not just lyric of the days, but you'll start to see, and I started dabbling a little bit with posting this, but my goal will be like, because again, we got so much content now.
Not a lot.
Right? And
too much. Yeah. and that's a good problem though.
Yeah, it's a great problem.
Yeah.
And because when we first started this, we wish we had this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, now I can just take a clip and post 3 clips a day.
Yeah, that's true. We got them
on top of the leadership lessons from the on top of the lyric of the day. And if I can build that out,
right,
and do that consistently, the audience is just gonna grow.
Right.
But here's another piece to this, right? Most of my following, I haven't even tapped into.
Oh, really?
Think about it. What's my number one platform?
Number one, I want to say Link. Is it Link?
Not LinkedIn. I'm TikTok. LinkedIn is becoming my number one.
TikTok?
Ain't TikTok. Facebook.
Oh wow.
Think about, I built a Facebook, and it's everybody that's watching this, right? Think about it. Especially my doobies out there.
Doobies.
You have built, most of you have built a brand through your Facebook.
That's true.
You post all, like, and this is before you even started in business.
Right.
You started your Facebook, you added all your friends, all those different things, and when you started getting into business, you started posting a little bit of here, you probably post a little bit of there. Maybe you don't post this consistently,
right? But
just imagine, right, if you started a podcast,
boom,
and a year from now, you have all this content. Imagine what it's gonna do to your friend list of 1,000 people.
That's true.
2,000 people, 5,000 people.
That's true.
Like, you'll be able to leverage that following and parlay it into, something great.
That makes sense.
I haven't even tapped into that for real, because I got to figure out how to schedule posts and all that, and just, it ain't working the way I wanted to work. But if I was doing that,
right,
bro, Facebook would probably be my number one.
Yeah.
But I don't do it consistently.
Makes sense. So you saying something key here, man. So to get people, first, you have to build relationships.
Yep.
And this is what I tell my clients who begin podcasts.
Or maybe instead of building relationship, build trust.
Yeah. So this is what I tell my people, like my clients who come in and we produce their podcast. The thing is that I think sometimes we get one track on the podcast itself, but we're not looking at the totality of the whole brand.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? You have to build trust first. Social media is the best place to build trust. People have to like you as a person to want to come hear what you got to say. You feel me? Because if you clip up stuff and you sound like everybody else, they're not going to come.
Right.
Right. But if you post valuable information from a clip from your podcast, they're like, oh, I like what he's saying. Oh, I like this person. Mm-hmm. They may not come right away, but you're building a connection. You know what I mean? And I was saying this, I learned this last year, is that I used to think that, because if you Google how to build a podcast, they're going to tell you, post on social media. I hate it. And they don't tell you why.
Right.
But when you're posting on social media, it's not necessarily for a quick conversion.
Right.
It's for the building of trust and brand awareness.
Right.
So now I know people, they may not even listen to my podcast, but they know I do podcasts.
Right.
Like I go to the store, bro, I see you doing your thing. Like, but I ain't seen you on social media, I don't know how long. Not liked or nothing, but you know I do podcasts.
Right.
You might have people like, yo, I want to come on your podcast. Or you might have people like, yo, come on our podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So you're building that type of connection with the people who are noticing what you're doing.
Yep.
So yeah.
We good?
Yeah, we good.
Oh, okay.
We good.
They nervous, man.
No, we good. We still red.
Oh, okay. Well, sometimes be red and it still be,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe a trip. Okay.
But yeah.
I don't know nothing about cameras. It's my brilliant idiot logic.
No, you good.
Yeah.
That's just the phone. What would you, so okay, cool. Personal brand, trust, all that.
Trust.
Yeah. I will rope all of that into like brand awareness, trust, personal brand, all that. Yeah.
Yeah, all that matters. It all matters.
Yeah.
It all matters. I feel like it's something else I wanted to say on that, but I kind of forgot. So I'm just keep moving. All right. All right. So the second thing. So in order to grow an audience,
Okay.
first thing you have to have trust and building trust through social media.
Right.
Second thing that you have to do is you have to, in order to build and grow an audience. I don't know if this is number 2, but the second thing that popped in my head is what it is. We just talked about it, right? We're number 2s.
Definitely number 2.
We're B players.
B players.
Guests.
Definitely guests.
You have to have guests on your podcast.
Right.
And not just any guests.
Right.
One, these guests need to be, somebody that specifically fits within what you're trying to accomplish.
I like the fact that you said that, because some people may try to go get a guest that just got a whole bunch of followers, but it may not fit with the mission of your podcast.
Right.
Like, now you defeating the purpose for why you're doing what you're doing.
Yep.
Because you're doing this for your audience.
Yep.
You're pretty much serving your audience.
Bingo.
Yeah, but go ahead.
No, like don't miss that. You're serving your audience.
Yeah.
Like, you're creating a podcast because you have something to give the person that's watching
Definitely.
you, right? Because otherwise, why would they watch you?
Right.
You think, because that's so and so. Like, I just want to watch them just because that's so and so.
Some people just like to talk.
Yeah, you know how many. Okay, like, there's a lot. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of successful podcasts out there that's like, that's famous people, celebrities, right?
Right.
But like, okay, so LeBron James, started a podcast, a couple months ago, right? Did you know that?
No, I know he got the barbershop.
No. So,
he started something with his wife.
No.
Okay.
So he just started a podcast, and it's with another basketballer, JJ Redick.
Okay.
And pretty much the whole, like, LeBron doesn't really do podcasts like that, right? Like, he doesn't, outside of the shop, he has a shop.
Right.
He typically does stuff within his, whatever, right? So the fact that he started one, the world went crazy about it.
Wow.
Right? But here's what was the best thing about what he did.
What was that?
He has a podcast and he's talking about the game of basketball.
Interesting.
And it's like nuts and bolts of like playing basketball, like the small details on, what type of defense, or what different plays. Like, it's almost like if you were to start a podcast,
right,
on building a podcast, you're talking about an Aphex board, Rode mics,
right,
the temperature of the whatever. Like, it's like very nooks and crannies.
Right. Only people who would play basketball would know
at a high level.
Yeah.
Not just people who play basketball
at a
D1
right
or professional level.
Oh, that's fire. He definitely niched.
Bingo.
Right.
Bingo.
Wow.
Bingo. So
I got chills.
He's gonna be successful in that because there's nobody else doing that.
Dang.
But if he was just, starting a podcast just to talk about his life or talk about whatever, like, I'm just talking about the game of basketball in like a generic perspective.
Right.
There's plenty of people doing that.
Yeah, that's true. Like Draymond, that's what I thought Draymond Green because he do a podcast right after the game or something, right? Yeah.
Something, I don't know, but like I ain't never seen it, but like I'm sure it's good though. But yeah, like, but just how long would that last though? a year, maybe 2 years.
Talking about what? Oh, talking about
Right?
if he did
that, right?
Yeah.
But now that he's really diving deep into like the game and like breaking down different things, like that can go on forever.
That's true. That's true.
He loves the game of basketball.
Right. And it's crazy because here's the thing, content is king. He can go back and break down old plays from
Right. Old finals.
Yeah.
Like other people finals.
Right.
This is what he did. This is what he should have did. This is what
this is why Jordan excelled in this. Hey, bro.
Right.
Dang.
Right.
That's fire.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
So
Wow.
So how does that relate to our doobies, right? The way that relates to you is that you got to think about what we're doing.
Right.
We have a podcast, leadership podcast, where we have also talk about spirituality.
That's true.
And there's not a big lane for that.
No.
Right. And I think even like as we develop, as we get even more into it,
right,
we may even and you start to see it a little bit now where we're starting to go even deeper into deeper subjects.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Regarding, business and leadership and spirituality and how all these things different, connect as well, right?
Right.
So so you can even continuously evolve, but you still have your so that's why it's important again,
That's true.
to make sure that your guests that you bring on match that fold.
They're contributing. If one more rapper asked me to come on a podcast, bro. One more rapper asked me to come on a podcast, bro. Anyway, go ahead, man. I mean, we do lyric of the week.
Yeah, it would make sense for a rapper to come on a podcast, but they will also need to be familiar with our what
our
we
content.
do, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And also be willing to come in and talk about how their spiritual life has played a role in their rap success, or
they got to go there.
Yeah, so like there's a certain criteria that we not only have to meet, now the represents to meet from a topic perspective, but also a credibility perspective.
That's true. Yeah, because we want them to again serve our audience. Yeah, so that's what it is. What was that, number 2?
Yeah, but it was something else. So that's only one part of it though. So
what was number 2 again?
Guess.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So, but also, because that's right. I was going to say what you kind of hit on. Because like, why would you don't get somebody just got to get a bunch of followers? Because okay, let's say that those followers. Let's say my homeboy, he knows somebody that is an engineer,
right?
But you got a podcast on sewing, and they don't really connect. But this engineer has 30,000 followers.
Right. It don't connect.
It don't connect
because half of them are interested in engineering,
right?
Stuff.
Or whatever that So like, okay, so let's say that he does come on and those people do follow you,
right?
What you think they're gonna continue to watch your content?
No, you're not gonna get much engagement
at all. And that's the other thing too, right? It's like audience. The reason why you want to get somebody to the guest part of it is because you want somebody that your guest or your audience, you want the guest that your audience feels compelled to learn from and to grow from.
That's true.
And because you got to think about it, you just gained 5,000 followers from this, let's call it 100,000, somebody got 100,000 followers.
Right.
Or you got 500 followers from somebody got 30,000, whatever it is, right? But like, now you're trying to switch up what you are known for because you're trying to cater
to them.
To this 500 that you just added. And then you get somebody else that brought in 200 and you're trying to cater to them. And then before you know it, your message is so diluted.
It's all over the place. That's why viral is dangerous.
Yeah, 100%.
That's why viral is I know a lot of people who want to go viral and they're willing to do anything to go viral. I'm like, what if you go viral for something for a message that you don't want to speak?
Right.
You know what I mean? It just don't make sense.
Right.
Because now you're going to be known for that thing.
Yep.
So yeah,
so that's why even if you aren't, okay, let's say you aren't known for that thing, you just had something that just went viral or whatever, but that's why you be like, man, you ain't excited about that ain't no viral, but a few thousand views, 40,000 views, but it's like No, I'm not excited about that because it's not 100% in our niche.
Right. That's
Like, it's a part of it. Don't get me wrong. It's a part of what we do, but like I can't, why would I get excited about it?
Yeah.
No, like, no, and it engagement.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I want people to really feel you.
That's true. And the thing is too, it triggers the algorithm in a way. You know what I mean? When you go viral, because now the algorithm is suggesting your content to people who like a certain type of content.
Mm-hmm.
So now you like stuck in this algorithm mess, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And you posting stuff that really is under your thing, but because it don't coincide with what went viral,
Right.
it ain't gonna get the traction that, you know, it would have gotten had you just stayed true to who you are.
That's true.
That's true. I guess stay true to who you are, right? Stay true to your audience. Get guests that you know, that are good, but they also can, you know what I'm saying, bring value to your specific, you know, market.
Most definitely. So we got personal brand, trust, all that.
Social media.
Social media. Guest. Explain that. What's
Qualified guest.
So what's the next one?
I don't know. I can't remember what it was.
Dang, I wrote it down. Hold on, man.
I can't remember what it was. That's why I write stuff down, because like I don't, like if I don't.
We didn't talk about this, but you told me last night and I wrote it down. It's hold on. Here we go.
Reference. That's right. That's technically number 2, but yeah, reference.
Yeah, reference.
So all right, so maybe number 1 actually. I don't know, but
probably. What? So break down reference.
So a reference. So you're okay. So there's 1 of 3 reasons why you're watching this podcast today.
Mm-hmm.
1, we built trust through social media. You saw a clip, you saw a reel, you saw a short, you saw something that made you click on this. 2, you saw you saw somebody that you were familiar with. You were searching their name,
right? And
then they said, or you were curious to find out what they were listening to,
right? Or
sorry, what they had to say on our platform.
True.
Or 3, you have somebody referred you to listen to us. They found something impactful, so they shared it with you, and they said, "Hey, you should come. You should check this out."
Right.
They speak. Right. They get. So those typically are 1 of the 3 ways
that's true.
You have heard about this podcast.
That's crazy, man, because it all ties to adding value and relationship.
All 3 deal with people. If I haven't learned anything else over the last 1.5 years, 2 years of us podding, it is this. The name of the game is relationships.
That's true.
And whether you're trying to grow your existing brand, start a new brand, you know, pivot to evolve your current brand, right? Like,
right.
You need people.
You definitely do.
Like, you need people, and not saying that like you need people in a I don't know, weird way, but like, no, like you're going to need to be able to service more people.
That's true. I think too, man, like when you have that attitude of serving, I think that comes natural. Because like, and see, that's the thing, man. If you are here to serve, you have to know who you're serving.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to know why you're serving who you're serving. And you have to know what you're offering. Because you can't just serve anything to anybody. So like, I know, so for me, I know I can do the spiritual thing.
Right.
You know, so I know like my church folks, like I can spit some bars, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it can resonate with them, you know? I know when it comes to you, like, here it is, you're successful Black executive, you know, you can come from that angle with executives or people who's aspiring to be an executive, or people who's in leadership, you know? And me being a mentor, we can both talk about leadership in the church, in the corporate, in the community. Like,
right.
It's so many ways that we can serve. and send a direct message that would hit for somebody else, you know, we're pretty much serving. People see that, they're gonna go to their friend who's also serving as an executive or serving in the spiritual or leadership community or whatever. Hey, listen to this.
Yep.
You know, that's why you got to know what you're offering and who you're serving.
Yep.
So yeah, just have to throw that out there.
I just remembered brand awareness.
Yeah.
Right. Like, you don't have to sell every time you post on social media. So like if you,
oh yeah, that's true.
If you look, right, like just look at my social media, go look at my TikTok, right, or my LinkedIn. I rarely ever do any selling.
Oh yeah,
like directly.
Right.
But what do you notice in all of my leadership lessons from the culture? What do you see in it? It's on every single leadership lesson from the culture.
Right.
So as I leverage other people, again, it's almost like having a guest on the podcast. And
that's true. Right? Yeah, that's true. And they coincide with our message.
Yeah, like 100%, right?
That's true. Yeah.
So, and it's really like a somewhat of a genius plan. I'm gonna say it here.
He said, I'm gonna say had an epiphany, man. Yeah, like, genius, God.
Like, because okay, so all right, let me say what I'm gonna say first.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go back to the genius part.
Okay.
So, I'm not selling the journal per se, but I'm creating brand awareness for the journal.
Yes. Yeah.
So, because some people will be like, why you got that journal?
Right.
Like, because when I do sell you on it,
you're gonna know what it is.
You're gonna know what it is.
Right.
Because you've been seeing every single post. So when I post that specifically, and I'm talking about how it's helped, you can go back and look at those videos and be like, oh, that would have helped in this situation. That would have helped in this situation.
Right.
But here's or just a genius part of where I'm heading to in these posting. That's why I kind of took a little break on because I want to make sure I'm ready for it. But like, it's the genius part. So we just talked about the 3 ways to grow an audience.
Right.
And one of those ways being guests on the podcast. Right? A player, yes. But there's other podcasts that are out there that are A players.
That's true.
Right?
Right.
What if I use their content, because they're of the culture,
right,
as well,
right,
tag them in it, and you're doing a great job? You know what that does? Do you know what that does to not only for that person to know that somebody else is watching them and they're doing a great job?
Yeah.
But also what it does for our brand.
That's true.
So now I'm creating a team or network,
right?
Create a network of other podcasts or with other leaders. They may have just been a guest on the podcast, whatever, right?
Right.
So, but now I'm creating a relationship with this other leader, and then boom, now they come on our podcast, and we're able to co-create together, and build both of our audiences.
That's true.
Simultaneously,
right?
And now we have somebody we can call. Hey, what do you do for this?
Right. Yeah.
Or they may call us. Hey, I just figured out another. Henry, you got to do this.
Right. Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Like it's the network.
That's true.
That you're gonna be able to build through that as well.
Right. Right.
So you'll start to see me use periodically. I'm gonna say every time, but like, because now I use a lot of like big celebrities or like, you know, people that are already built like a
following.
Yeah, built a following, whether it's 100,000, 500,000, million, whatever followers. But you'll start to see me do now more of the 2,000 followers.
Right. Yeah.
1,000 followers.
Yeah.
5,000.
Right.
And really connect with those individuals because they're doing something great, and they just need somebody to be able to continue to show other people.
That's true.
Because that's what it's all about, right? It's not us being selfishly about, I just want to build my following. No, we're building the kingdom.
Oh, you better preach. Yeah.
I'm not trying to preach. I'm not trying to preach. I'm not trying to preach.
And God.
But
Yeah.
but like we're building the kingdom.
Yeah.
I talked though, right? So it's like,
Facts,
okay, so it's like, how do we build the kingdom? Cool. If you think about a kingdom, and I don't know if this is,
So you got my wheels spinning right now, bro.
when we think about a kingdom,
About a few other people that we can.
there's more than just one city in a kingdom. I don't know if that's true or not, but we're gonna roll with it.
Right.
He'll tell me if I'm off. But there's multiple like asset, or even if it's one city, there's different parts to the city.
Yeah.
Or whatever, right? So we're just one part of the kingdom.
Jesus is the King of Kings.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Right? So let me get this king, let me get this queen, let me get this king.
Right.
Let's bring them all together.
Yes.
Share our knowledge.
Right.
Like have this mentality of like, this is where we're going.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Like this is the episode is about where we're going and not like learning from where we've been.
Makes sense.
And maybe I might be giving too much game away or giving.
We add value.
You know, but like it's just like that's where like that's how I feel. Number one, but that's what we're gonna do because it just makes sense.
Right.
It just makes sense.
It's good that they're catching us now with the information that we're giving because we're in the building stage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think it's perfect timing with what you're talking about. You know, for the people to listen and if they want to start a podcast, you know, because, you know, when the demands come on the culture exec, when he started charging $15,000 to come out to, you know what I mean?
More than that. Sure.
Yeah, more than that, most definitely. But yeah, man, that's all the information. I'm actually my wheels are actually turning right now as we think, like you saying that. Cause you know, we have a network of potters.
Mm-hmm.
Right, you know what I mean? So I'm like, yo. But anyway, yeah.
Yep.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, but like, you know, like I don't know, man. It's so big. It's so much bigger. Like, and I don't have no like aspiration technically like to be like famous.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I don't. Who wants to be a billionaire, right? Like, I don't. You know, I really don't care about that piece. But like,
right.
What I do care about is providing value.
That's true.
And like, I don't know, man. I just there's a gap. There's a gap in the market.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too, right? Like, because I'm sure there's probably some newer leaders watching us, or even like newer podcasters that I'm tuning to us as well. Like, it's just, I understand that when you're building trust through social media and you're like, it's incremental.
Yeah, it is.
Like, don't feel like, go ahead.
No, it's not overnight. I was just ad-libbing.
Don't feel like you gotta have, oh man, I started this podcast or I started this organization. I need to have 100 followers by next month.
Right.
Gotta get 100 people next month. I need to have 1,000 people, no, like anytime you start something new,
mm-hmm.
and it's something we talked about, 5 years.
That's true.
10 years, like we give ourselves 5 years to be able to build this thing.
Right.
5 years gives you the patience so that when it's not working at the first month.
Yeah, they need to learn this now because I messed up, bro. Remember I said a year.
No.
Didn't work out quite.
No.
Yeah.
Because it's just there's so much that you have to learn and unlearn.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Like, because you might see a post that be like, bro, I know you don't did it because I don't did it. I know you don't did it. I know. So like, you ever looked at somebody like, oh dang, especially on Twitter.
Yeah.
Dang, that went off. Like, dang, what they said? They said that and it went off. I'm gonna try to do that.
Yep.
And you don't get not one like on that thing. I'm like, what? Like, how did I got the same formula that they use, right? Like,
right.
But they built the trust, they built the influence, the relationship, over time.
They known for that, yeah.
So you cannot put a value on consistency.
That's the key to the trust factor too, because people, I think first instinct when you first start a pod, people are looking for you to fall off.
Yep.
You know, another podcast, whatever.
Another podcast.
You know what I mean? But consistency is what they look for. Before you even get their trust or attention, man, they looking for consistency. So just got to keep, like, 50 something, close to 60 something pods, 30 something JTNS. You got a lot of content, bro.
Yeah.
Like, right now, people know this is what we do. Like, now, who do people call when they want to start a podcast? You know what I mean? Like, it's just what it is. So, yeah, man.
Yeah. It's crazy because it's like you look at it like, okay, we're going to be 5 number twos. And it's just like, even this episode is like, this is part of the foundation of like, when we start to like take off,
right,
you'll be able to go back and look and be like, dang, they said that. Like, they literally doing exactly what they said.
Yeah.
Like,
number twos.
Like, I can, so like, you know, it's like, this is almost like a, you ever y'all, I don't know if y'all had these in or y'all did, I'm sure y'all did these in Atlanta, but what they call them, what are they called? The time capsules. You remember time capsules?
I heard.
You heard of it though, right?
I heard of it, but I never did one.
Where you basically,
I never did.
People put in something that they want to tell their future self, or like, or something from the past that the people that when they find it, they'll be able to dig it up and see that, oh, this was part of this era or whatever. This is one of those episodes where people are this is like a time capsule episode. Yeah. Where they're gonna go back and see, okay, we're at 300 and so followers. We, I've just started this is our first year really of like posting on social media.
And I think it took that first year to kind of find a rhythm. So we're at a point now where, okay, we finally found the rhythm. So now it's really the beginning.
Yeah. So, so it's just, again, like time capsule episode. So you'll see where we are a year from now, and we're gonna be a little bit further along from there. Then we're gonna be a little bit further on the year after that. And by year 4 or 5, I imagine, if it takes that long, I don't think it'll be gonna take that long to be honest with you. But you'll see, hell, you might even be, a part of our network.
That's true.
But it's from all the things that we've learned.
That's true.
And here's the other thing too, right? Like, I haven't even spoken about like learning and developing and from other people in terms of like paying a mentor or different things like that, right?
Yeah, true.
Because that's another part of this too, where it's like we're gonna be able to shortcut. I hate the word shortcut, but shortcut our success as well.
That's what it is, bro. Yeah, because you build it, you're leveraging somebody else's experience,
right?
So you shortcut. You don't have to go through what they went through,
right?
Yeah, makes sense.
So, so that's another part where it's like, that's how you get exponential growth too. Yeah. Like you learn everything, you kind of, trying to figure out because I think too, there's also there's also something called getting mentorship too early. And because your mentor can only coach you on the things that you've experienced.
That's true. Yeah.
Right. Like they can or they can coach you the best on the things that you experience, because at the end of the day, if they don't see you as, if you come to them and you only can give them, 3 months worth of experience that they can teach you, now they're gonna teach you, okay, let me show you how to get a 6-month experience. Yeah. But if you're coming in a year or 2 years of experience, now they can, we kind of talked about it before, these incremental, like this is the end goal that you're trying to get to. Right. But these are the small steps you gotta take to get to that end goal. Right. That's true. So your mentor will be able to help you get to that end goal a lot quicker, because you've already taken a lot of those small steps, and you know who you are. Right. You know what you stand for. You know what, you got a proven track record of different things, right? So it's like that mentor piece is going to even take us to even, you know what I'm saying? So you'll start to see us even partner. No, and I'm not saying that's a dish year. Maybe I'm giving too much, like vision, but like, it might be next year, it might be the year after that, but we'll partner with a mentor that's going to be able to help us go even further than where we currently are at that, or will be at that time.
That's what it's about, man. That's what it's about.
It's interesting.
Yeah, but I'm out, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, we just chilling on vacay, about to head.
I did have
fun activities.
Oh yeah, that too. I did have so about the service piece, and real quick, I ain't gonna make it this long. Make sure you know what you're serving. So one thing that I think we struggled with is having a product when we started. Like we were still figuring it out. So products and service, we really didn't have, like, it wasn't clear.
Right.
But now we know who we're serving, what we're serving, and what we have to serve.
Yep.
So now we have something that we can serve.
Yeah.
So make sure, with the products and all.
And there's gonna be more. Like, we're still the beginning parts of, like, how do we help our audience?
Right.
Like, there's gonna be more things that we're gonna offer. Like, and this is how I look at it too, right? Like, we're doing you a disservice by already not having all this stuff
That's true.
ironed out and figured out.
That's true.
Because if you got something from this episode, imagine what you could get from something that gives this in more detail, or have you be able to access us in a different way.
Right.
You know, like that's so just I'll leave you guys with Nipsey Hussle quote or lyric. So lyric of the week. Lyric: judge me by my progress. Like, don't judge me by what I am today. Don't judge me by who I could be. Judge me by how consistent I have been.
Right.
Or haven't been. Because I can go the other way too.
Yeah, facts.
So judge me by my progress.
That's all I got. Boom. Okay. Well, we do have a product. Make sure you get the What Am I Doing Right journal on Amazon right now. This journal is a game changer. You can track your wholeness, like your health, your physical, your mental, your spiritual. Also, you can track your goals and your purpose. And write down your ideas and, what you are. What am I doing right journal? Write down what you're doing right. All right? Let's do that.
If you want to be judged by your progress, this is it.
Yes, sir.
You're judged by your progress with that. Cool. It's going to help you.
And be sure, I went blank. Be sure.
You're the vacation mind, man.
Hey,
you ready to hit where we got to go?
You already know. Be sure y'all like,
let's go hit these kids.
Share, subscribe, hit the bell. Hit the bell, man. Let's get this information out of here. And we are out.
Told somebody keep their head up, cause you concerned about them. Stick and move, we can get it done. Call it unity, it ain't no way around it. Cultivating, we get motivation from the big guy. We don't play about them. Going hard for the game, short.